we live? We live? Of course we live. I'm an expert. I know when we're live. What's going on, everyone? ABJ in the house. Joined by Star Trek Hypothesis. That's you know what? As Maz Kanata would say, that's a story for another time. But I'm just gonna Justin is lost. Okay, we're gonna call him by his actual name, or as you may know him as the industrious, illustrious champion of Coruscant, the man with the brightest smile in the galaxy.
No.
Justin is lost, aka Star Trek Hypothesis, aka Star Trek. No, not Star Trek, aka Star Wars Theory's cousin. I almost said Star Trek Theory. You see what you did? Hey, that's a good channel in it. That's a good channel idea.
Yeah, except everyone hates Star Trek at the moment.
Yeah, I don't like Star Trek and that, so not for me. But anyway, what's going on, man? How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It looks like we have a pleasant person in the chat already. Said, I knew with such a clickbait title that Justin had to be on stream with you.
Makes sense. B said his smile is so bright that the screen went black. Okay, I want to say something too. I'm gonna kind of put B on spot real quick. Two things I got to say about B. Three. First of all, what's up, B? Good to see you. Good to see you.
How you doing, B?
Secondly, if you don't know, she has her own channel. She makes really great videos, except she has not been making videos lately. I guess she's been having technical issues. So we got to get her some help with that, Justin. And last but not least, I want to say I had a clip of her in my video today. And not all of you. All right, it's very few people. But I got some very strange comments, okay? I just want to say, all right, y'all got to stop being weird. Now look, it's not a lot of you. It's just some people say weird stuff. And it's like I realize she's a girl, okay? Maybe you've never seen one. And I realize she's an attractive girl, okay? But when you're saying weird stuff like that in the comments, it's just like, bruh. It's getting to I might have to block you if it gets to the point. It's just like no one wants to hear that, bro.
They took it too far, dude.
Y'all didn't your mama raise you better than that? Like, y'all are weird. You're weird.
You're weird.
Anyway, you're weird, buddy. I need to get that meme. But anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. But before we get into what the topics we're going to talk about, we got to do a few things. First and foremost, we got to bring out some other guests. All right. The first guest, so happy to have him on the show. A common idiot, aka Matt, because I don't want to call him an idiot the whole time.
Yeah, it's all right. You could do that. That's
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. First stream I've ever been on, so that's good. It's cool. Appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, we're glad to have you here, my guy. If you guys don't know, well, I'll let you, Matt. You explain exactly what you do on your channel.
Basically, I just talk everything pop culture. I mean, I love Star Wars. Not a big Star Trek fan, especially as of late. We'll talk about that, I guess. But yeah, just everything, just nerd stuff, comics, DC, Marvel. I love it all, and I talk about pretty much everything. So just what really kind of pushed me to my channel was everything with the whole Gina Carano thing. Really is what kind of got me to do this, just because I got tired of the cancel culture stuff. So
you got an admirer already, Matt.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yo, B, you're setting yourself up for failure in this chat right now. I just been here saying other people.
He just laid the ground like, hey, don't be weird.
You're just, oh, he's so handsome. Yeah, like B, you're not leading by example. You're not leading by example here.
There's more to us than just our looks, okay, people?
We're not a piece of meat,
right?
All right. Also, well, before we get to that. Yeah, I want to thank Matt for coming on here, and I just dropped his link to his channel in the chat. So that's what that link is. Go check him out. He does really cool stuff over there, and it'd be awesome if you guys can show him support, show him some love, because he's really new creator. Only been doing it like a few months, right?
Yeah, I just started recently, so
yeah. So show him some love and go support him. Now, the next person I reluctantly bring into the podcast. Unfortunately, bring into the podcast.
He begged to come on, so
yeah, I kind of had to. I felt bad for him. But anyway, here he is introducing Yeti Cast.
Hey, this is not how I remembered it going. It was like, oh my God, I need your help. My channel's dying. Can you please come save me? It's like, okay, fine. I'll do it. I felt bad.
Chat,
Such a nice guy, Yeti.
Does that sound like anything I would ever say? Y'all know me. I'm way too prideful. I know what I bring to the table. Okay.
Yeti's big time now. He got Gina following him now. So
No. I don't want to hear that. Okay. I want to hear nothing about that. I heard enough from Jay. I don't need anyone else in my life talking about Gina Carano following them and how they're friends with Gina. You know, I've had enough of it. All right. And you both can get off stream if that's what we're gonna do here tonight. I'm just playing. Yo, welcome though, Yeti. He also, well, I'll let you explain. What do you do over on your channel?
I basically roast movies. So that's my short form videos, and then I do some live streams where we just talk about pop culture and have a good time. But the big focus is just making fun of everything. And I've got a roast coming up for the Snyder Cut. It should be out in the next couple of days, and I've been working very hard to get this thing out.
Nice, my guy. Yeah, I know you have been talking about that behind the scenes. I'm looking forward to it. Let me go ahead and drop his link also in the chat. Go ahead and show him some love if you like pop culture, if you like the sound of his channel. Get over there, check him out. We give him a hard time, but it's all love.
Somebody asked how the fight prep is going, Yeti.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm starting to train hard.
Did you buy a bunch of mud, put it in your backyard?
Got that blow up pool ready.
Also, I just wanted to let B know you can't see Yeti's face, but I've got it on good authority. He also is a very attractive person. That's what he says about himself. I don't know how true it is.
Just a horrible personality. So
yeah, exactly.
Attractive person, horrible personality.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, isn't it? No, I'm just playing. But yeah, welcome Matt and welcome Yeti to the show. All right, let's get into some show notes. We're going to talk about what we're going to be talking about. Okay. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about Kathleen Kennedy. Don't nobody like her. Okay. All right. I mean, maybe some people do. We don't.
No.
I'm actually curious because I don't know both of y'all. Like briefly, I asked you behind stage, and I think the consensus was no, we don't like her either. But yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, Luke Skywalker series ? I mean, that's happening. We'll talk about that a little bit. Also, release the Lucas sequel trilogy. That's kind of a recurring topic here because I'm pushing for that heavily. We'll talk about it a little bit. And then last but not least, Indiana Jones goes woke. Also another question mark. We'll talk about the latest news with Indy 5, which I have so many mixed feelings about that in general. Hey, do you like Indiana Jones at all, Justin? You don't?
Oh
no,
get this
I'm not gonna lie. I
Let me
don't.
get this man out of my stream, bro. What the heck is going on?
Oh,
man?
we can't be friends now.
What?
I hate whenever people
What?
ask me that. I was hoping you would not ask me that question, but
What a bum. I said last but not least, but I do want to very briefly touch on episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and also kind of want to touch on some people have been saying some stuff about the series lately. We talked about this behind the stage very briefly as well about it being woke, and I don't know. We'll talk about it. Okay, we'll talk about it. It's gonna be a good show though. I also saw before I even started the stream, we had a new member. I think it was that guy. I don't know if he's still in the chat. But thank you, that guy, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. And because of that, we got to play the new member clip. Nobody shakes it like Boba, okay? Boba, he's got the moves, all right? He's got the moves. But thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you, and it means a lot. Helps the channel out a lot. He says Indiana Jones is good, but whatever. It's a little. What are you even talking about at this point, B? Anyway, let's talk about our first topic of the night, which is proof no one likes Kathleen Kennedy. All right, I know how you feel, Justin. You don't like her. Actually, you know what? Let's ask you this on stream. How do you feel about Kathleen Kennedy?
I think she's a great producer. She's probably like the best. She's probably the best fit for Lucasfilm president, if I'm being honest.
Whoa!
I don't see
whoa! Hold on. What,
I'm playing. Obviously, I don't like Kathleen Kennedy, dude. Like,
what did he say?
Huh? All right, continue. I'm sorry.
I don't know enough about what you got a super chat, by the way. I don't know if you want to stop for it, but
from B herself. Hey, I appreciate you. She says, hold on. Oh, no. Is this going to be a thing every stream? Why? Why is this a thing? Dude, okay, look, there's a story behind this. We were just, B's one of my friends, actually, off stream. And so we may or not have just been talking, and I was singing that song. And now every time there's a stream, this is what I get. Sing Shine Bright Like a Diamond. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to start extorting you. If this is what you want, for me to sing that, you're going to have to start paying like $10.
Yeah, $10 minimum.
$10 minimum to get me to sing on stream. No, I'm just playing. I appreciate you for the super chat. God dang it. Do I have to do it, though?
You got to do it.
You'll see this. So
let's hear it.
Is this your first time streaming in general, Matt?
Yeah, it's first time.
Well, just so you know, don't ever have sing in front of anyone off stream and have them come in your stream, because this is what will happen.
Now you're stuck forever.
God dang it. All right. And
like a band-aid, rip it off.
It's hold on.
Oh, you gotta get the water.
Do some vocal warm-ups.
Yeah, hold on. Me. All right. Shine bright like a diamond. All right, I'm done. That's it.
Oh, come on. That's all we get?
Hey, well, now it's your turn, Yeti.
Like on iTunes, you get 30 seconds at least.
You and I. That's it. How the rest does it go? I don't remember how the rest goes. So yeah,
that's all I know. Anyway, Kathleen Kennedy sucks.
Yeah, so yeah, get the Kathleen Kennedy. Go ahead with what you were saying, Justin.
No, I just remember back to when we had Robert on, and he was telling us that it's not all Kathleen Kennedy's fault. And yeah, there's no way that we can actually know if it's Kathleen Kennedy's fault or not. Like, maybe she does have some evil overlords at Disney, the corporate overlords, and that's the real problem. I don't know. But from what we can tell from the outside looking in, all we know is that Kathleen Kennedy is the president. And as far as we know, she's in charge of the fires and hires. And it seems like every time there's a hire, they get fired 6 months later for creative differences. I think that's a huge problem. And also, the sequel trilogy had no plan. So,
yo, look at the chat putting me on blast. That's it for $5. When y'all get y'all show, y'all can decide how much y'all want to sing for $5. How about that, Mike? No, I'm just playing. All right, hold on. Wait, what? Okay. ABJ, help Justin out. The fool really is lost. No, not the best fit. Down with the Empress Kennedy. Wait, what? Kennedy? I don't know if that's supposed to say Kennedy. Anyway, I think he was just joking. I don't know if you're joking or not.
I don't know. I was 100% joking, by the way, in case anyone was wondering.
Also, B and to Mike, if y'all want me to sing more of that song, send another super chat. I'll sing more this time. But that was all you got for now. Okay, I was a warm up. If you want to send $1, $2, I'll hit you.
I need to take notes from ABJ, man. I need to start asking for super chats more.
No, I'll hit you with the solo if that's what y'all want. Okay, I'll hit you with the solo.
$50 for the full song.
Nah, you get a whole album for that. What you talking about? This will turn into a concert real quick.
That's the deal. You only got a couple lines for $5, but for $50, you'll get a full album.
Yeah, bro.
That's a steal.
I'm dropping the mixtape.
Recorded live on stream.
Yeah, I'm dropping the mixtape. I might hit y'all with a few bars. I'm black, so I obviously can rap. So I keep cutting you off, Justin. I feel like you
No,
were saying
done.
some. Oh, you was done. What
Yeah.
about you and Yeti, Matt? Like y'all were saying like very briefly, like y'all not a fan.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of her. I mean, my thing is leadership starts from the top. I mean, yeah, you got Bob in charge and whatnot, but she's over Lucasfilm. So I think, it's basically it falls on her. And there's a lot of proof with, some of the firings and whatnot where it leads to her. And, I mean, I know rumors are rumors, but at the end of the day, I think it really falls on her and just how she's a lot of her woke ideas and the Force is female and all those kind of just hints that she's dropped out there that she tends to be the problem. Plus, I think in the past, haven't they talked about like on the set of Jaws and all these other movies where she didn't, she was just not good, she was horrible at what she did.
Shout out to B.
You better get bopped.
No, but I agree. Like all we know is that Kathleen Kennedy is the president of Lucasfilm. So if it is someone else's fault, we still want that person gone. Like regardless of whose fault it is, it's not like we have anything against Kathleen Kennedy personally. We just want good Star Wars. So whoever's holding that back needs to leave.
And I hate her on a personal level, not on this plan.
But the buck has to stop with her because she's supposed to be leading this. If she doesn't have control and know what's going on, and like has a plan developed out that she understands, it's never gonna be good because she's got to organize all this.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's the way I think of it too. But like I said, we had Robert Meyer Burnett on our stream like a couple weeks ago, and he was telling us
flex that Robert Meyer Burnett. Honestly,
well, it was your channel, dude. It's not my channel. But he was just saying like it's not all Kathleen Kennedy's fault. Like it's the corporate overlords who want the wokeness because they're the ones that want to profit off of it. So I believe it's Kathleen Kennedy still, but I'm just saying there's no way we can 100% know unless we're on the inside.
Well, and I also think
even
if you just removed her today, I don't think it magically gets fixed. I think there's a lot more in-depth rooted in there where you got woke. It's all over. I mean,
I think it's just become toxic. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the culture that they've been cultivating for the longest time. They brought people in to push that.
Yeah.
So you're never going to get it out just as soon as she's gone. There's going to have to be a complete turnover.
The whole thing.
Yeah, it's gotten just toxic. It's like B said, the fish stinks from the head down. Actually, that sounded better before I said it. Let me give a quick shout out to a new member in the chat, comic book and video game. I happen to like both of those things. And you know what else I like? I like a new member. That's what Nobody shakes it like Boba, okay? Nobody does. I appreciate you for becoming a member and glad to have you a part of the channel, a part of the family, the ABJ Army, yeah. Also, a quick shout out to Temple Gal? I don't know, but thank you for that $2 holla. He says, I was just kidding. 2-man, Kennedy like Palpatine. I like that. That's a bar. Kennedy like Palpatine. She real mean. Too obscene. You see what I did with that? You like that? I know y'all like that, right? No?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Stop. And don't lie. You don't lie to me on my own channel, man.
It wasn't bad.
Look at Justin's up there like, he sucks. But yeah, dude. I'd have to agree, though, that I think it's just toxic in general. Super, super toxic at Lucasfilm, and we got to do something about it. Now, someone in the chat earlier asked for proof. All right. Now, besides just us four lads, to use some British words for you, us four lads here, letting you know how we feel. Check this out. Hold on, let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share the world with you. Share the world.
I always get nervous when he starts wanting to share his screen.
Chill. All right, hold on. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. All right, so check this out. People are still voting, but 7 hours ago, this actually a lot of votes for my channel. I usually get about 1,000 votes, but 1.3K in 7 hours. It usually takes about 24 hours to get this many votes. Said, do you like Kathleen Kennedy? 98% no. 2% yes. And I'm pretty sure that 2% is trolling. if you look at the comments, it's mostly people saying you better be trolling or we will find you.
Or you have some hate watchers.
That is completely possible. Yes. But yeah, it's really, I think the fans have gotten this in their head, regardless of how true it is, that Kathleen Kennedy is the problem, and that if she goes, things will get a lot better. Shout out to Force of Light in the chat. I see you. I salute you. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Quick shout out to the Machete Order. I seen you in the chat before. I seen you. You know what? I saw you with my own eyes too. Like this. Yeah. I saw you, and I appreciate you for coming through with that new membership. Boba's gonna be tired tonight, but that's what he gets paid to do. He shakes it. He shakes it for a real one. That sounded so wrong. But yeah, I appreciate you, Machete Order, for coming through. Comic Book says you have a great voice. I don't know how to respond to that, but thank you. You have a great voice, even though I never heard it. But I appreciate both of you for becoming members. Thank you for helping out the channel and for supporting me. Anyway, where were we at? We were just basically, I mean, you guys see that poll, and yes, it's only 1,300 people. Okay, that's not the whole world. I only have 7,000 subscribers, so I can only poll but so many people. But is that not like, does that not show like there's a general consensus among most fans? Because I would argue that a channel like mine that is so niche and that only has 7,000 subscribers, a lot of like the super fans are the people that follow me, because that's the only type of people I reach. Like I'm not Star Wars Theory. I don't reach like even the, people who might have only seen 3 of the Star Wars movies. You get what I'm saying? Like I reach those people that like watch this stuff. Like this is what they are about. This is what they go on. Like their YouTube subscriptions are just filled with Star Wars news.
Yeah, but it still might be, a cross section of that niche. You might have hardcore that support it. I don't know how many there would be. There's probably, 3 of them, but they're probably there.
Yeah, and we can't say that without a doubt that no one likes Kathleen. But I think the general consensus is that most people do not.
They had somebody, I don't want to say his name because I ain't looking for no trouble. People always coming after me. I'm not looking for any trouble. But look, this guy that used to be on our group chat, you know who I'm talking about. He left. He left because we don't like Kathleen. He tweeted out the other day, but a couple weeks ago, whenever Bob Chapek came out and praised her in that investor event or investor call, whatever it was, he came out and said, "Thank God Kathleen Kennedy's staying. I love her so much. She did so great with this." Like he tweeted that. And
why you say it like that though?
Because that's what he sounds like.
Well, I would say anybody who likes the new Disney Star Wars trilogy, because there are people out there that really do for some reason like it, and they swan over her, man. They think she's the greatest, and it's like, well, that's their opinion. It's but I think the general consensus doesn't like it because they see what they've done to the original characters and how they've mishandled everything. So yeah,
but like, okay, even us, okay. I don't want to speak for everyone, but me, I love Jon Favreau. I love Dave Filoni, and I have faith in them. But whenever they're announced to do a new show, I'm not tweeting out, "Oh, thank God Jon Favreau is doing another show. I love him so much." Like I don't do like he's obviously just trying to play into his audience, or just really trying to make other people think that he likes Kathleen Kennedy.
You want to slippery?
Well, that's the other thing that I'm not even sure if the people that say they are big fans buy any of this stuff. Otherwise, the sequel trilogy toys would be doing really well. If you go by Twitter, I think they just like to signal that they enjoy this, to keep everyone else out. I don't think they buy anything. I don't think they go to the movies and.
Well, yeah, because I think of it this way. When do you ever see old original, either like toys or the Legend books or anything at like discount bargain places? You don't see that stuff sitting there.
But
all the new Disney garbage, you see like 50% off, or they're trying to give that stuff away. I mean, they can't sell it. So, I mean, I don't know.
And you heard it here first, folks. Common Idiot says the new Disney stuff is garbage.
Yeah, it is. It is garbage.
Nobody wants a Rose Tico.
No
figure.
problem telling you that.
It is not like it at all. You heard it. You see that beard? He's respectable. Okay, that's coming from a respectable bearded man. Force of Light Entertainment. I'm thinking that's Michelle in the chat. Michelle, I just want you to know. All right, I'm looking in your eyes right now, Michelle. I don't want to make this weird, but it's already getting a little bit
just
weird.
made it weird.
All right.
I want you to know, Michelle, I see you and I salute you. Thank you for that super chat. You know, as a matter of fact, all of us see you and we salute you. Besides Justin,
Except for him.
what a wimp,
And he's
Justin.
gone.
What a wimp. You know what? He does that every time. You couldn't do that at least for Michelle. You couldn't.
I
show her
appreciate you,
the
Michelle.
support?
Thank you, Michelle. See,
No.
that's how you can do it right there.
He doesn't want you. Well, really, he's trying to protect everyone because if you get too close to the smile, you will be blinded. It's like seeing God in person. You know, it'll blind you. But anyway, I think we all can agree this panel. And here's what's interesting about this. I want everyone to know. Before, I did not ask Yeti. I did not ask, ACI or Common Idiot before they came on. What do you think, Kathleen Kennedy? I had no way of knowing what they were going to say. Yeti could have gotten here and been like, listen up, ABJ. She's the best thing since sliced bread and blue milk. He might have said that, and I might have kicked him out. But but I'm just saying, it goes to show you that it's usually any fan that you ask, they're usually like, yeah, I don't like Kathleen too much.
I mean, even if you do like the sequels, you have to be able to admit that they could be better if someone was running Star Wars that understood it.
Yeah, if there was an actual storyline laid out ahead of time instead of just going by the seat of their pants for the three movies.
How you take $1 billion IP and you just say, wing it. Like,
I don't understand that.
You have to hold her responsible for that. Even if she was completely hands off and was just letting them do whatever they wanted, she's in charge. She's responsible. So you have to hold her accountable regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're dropping a couple billion, you better put down a storyboard for every single plot point that you have for a 10-year period. You got to get that together.
You got to. You got to. Well, apparently you don't have to because they didn't. KB
I'll
says,
lose money 101.
Says it's cool you let smaller channels stream with you. I don't know if you know this, KB, but I'm a smaller channel. I hear people say all the time when 7,000 or even if you, Justin, 5,000. I mean, to us that's not a lot. I mean, to some people it's a lot, but it's not a lot, bro.
Well,
especially
I always say, your opinion gets jaded very fast. 3 months ago, I would think that 5,000 is crazy, but now I'm like, yeah it's okay.
Well, that is true.
I'm looking up with jealousy right now. Like, oh my god, I wish I was there.
To me, it's like you're at 100, and you're like, oh my god, I would love to have 1,000 or 5,000 or whatever, and then you guys are there now. You're like, man, I want 10,000. I want 20. It's part of it, I guess.
I want more.
Yeah,
I know I shouldn't. But
it's an addiction.
No. It is how it goes. You do get jaded, but I mean, I'm just speaking in the grand scheme of things, right? If I stream with someone like Jay or just looking up to some of the people I look up to, I'm like, wow, I got a ways to go. But progress is progress because I never thought I would get 1,000 subs.
And also, I don't think we're bringing people on here because of their sub count. It's just because we feel
of
like
course
talking
we
to
are,
people.
bro. Of course we are, bro. I'm all about what can you do for me. I'm just playing. No,
Okay,
yeah.
Well, ABJ doesn't speak for me. Okay?
I'm just joking. Don't nobody clip that. I know for real though. Yeah, I mean obviously it's cool if you can have someone bigger on, but we want people on that are just fun to talk to, and that love the stuff we love. I will be on. I try to always be honest though, because I think people on the internet, they know when you're BSing them. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that it's not cool to have big channels on, but at the same time, that's not why we do it. So anyway, glad to have
the weirdest thing I've found is
when I
they
appreciate
pop up into the chat. I'm like, oh my god, there's that little brief moment where I fanboy a little bit. Like, okay, I got to rein this in. Act professional. Act like you've been here before.
Yeah, Act like you got a camera. Let me drop Yeti Cast and the Common Idiot in there one more time. Now that we have a few more people in the chat, just in case you don't subscribe to them, you really should. You're kind of doing yourself a disservice if you don't. If this is the kind of stuff you like on YouTube, let's put it this way: if you like my trashy little channel, then you'll really like their channels. They talk about the kind of stuff I talk about. Yeti Cast, unfortunately, maybe not do with as much style and grace as the rest of us, but he is.
I don't know about that for mine, but
he is a really, really awesome channel that you need to check out. Yeah, I mean, if you hate Kathleen Kennedy, they also don't like him either.
The scripted videos are well polished. I can say that much.
He polishes them as I do my mini trophies. I actually own no trophies. I was gonna ask Justin something, but that man just ghosted us. Hold on.
He was feeling self-conscious about his teeth.
Muffin. Who's Muffin? Oh, it's Muffin from Xbox. Let me mention something, my good people. I do play Xbox, and this is very random.
This guy just promoting himself.
No.
People on Xbox.
Look. Okay, so if you want to play Xbox with me, it is something that is in my membership tiers. I think it is the second one. That's like $2.99, something like that. So if you want to play Xbox with me, I play Battlefront. I play a lot. I play pretty much everything. But if that's something you're into, even if you do cross play, you can look me up on there and play with me if you're a member, and we'll have a great time. We'll chill whenever you want to chill on there, whenever I'm on, and we'll just have fun.
You sing while doing it.
Oh, of course I do. And the reason why I do it for members only is because like I don't want to get to the point where I give it to like everybody and like everyone's blowing me up. I feel like it should be for people that like have that membership. They have access to play with me whenever they want. I just feel like that's how I want to do it.
You're famous. You're famous.
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not famous in any way. But anyway, you guys can hit me up there if you want. Okay, first we got before we move on, I just gotta ask you something, Justin. What's up with the Star Trek hypothesis?
All right, dude. So I went down a rabbit hole. Okay. I went down a rabbit hole yesterday of finding Reddit threads about myself. It's actually pretty entertaining. Those people they're out of their mind, but it's really entertaining. And then under one of them said, "This guy looks like Star Wars Theory." You know, the typical comment that I get 20 times a video.
You really don't, though. That's why it's funny.
I don't get it either. But anyway,
they say you look like Star Wars Theory.
Yeah, everybody says I'm Star Wars Theory's little brother. But anyway, They said I look like Star Wars Theory. Somebody else commented under that and said that's his little brother, Star Trek Hypothesis. And I thought that was hilarious. So might change my channel name.
I thought it was a better story than that.
I think you look more like Star Wars Theory and Drunk 3PO had a kid together.
Well, that's scary.
No, he's got that hair swirl going on, you know.
Yeah.
There's a little mix in there.
His forehead's not as big as Drunk, though. Drunk's got that drive-in forehead.
Yo, look at that, bro.
I hope he's not in here right now.
I've got to clip that and send it to Jay and use it as a...
Hey, Theory, man, they were talking about that on his live stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to speak on that.
Luckily, I think he's streaming right now. Or maybe
I like, dude, Drunk's one of the coolest guys on YouTube. Like this charity work that he does, that's awesome.
Dude. I can't wait till I get to the point where I can do that.
Backpedal.
No, I stand by what I say.
Still has a big forehead.
Yeah,
I mean, it ain't our fault.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But you know, he is a really nice guy.
Yeah,
like the realest person I think I've. I was gonna say one of the realest people I've ever met on YouTube, but I think in general, just one of the realest people I've ever met. You know, like
not only about the like charity work, like I can't wait till I get to the point where I can do that stuff, but just like anytime we need him for anything, he's just always there. Like no matter what it is, it's crazy.
You can tell he's a good, genuine dude. So that's why you know it's honestly it sucks, but sometimes it's reality is it's kind of hard to find anymore. You know, I mean it's out there, but there's a lot, especially like if you ever go on Twitter or social media, dude, it's just.
It's toxic cesspool.
Yeah. So then seeing somebody in that spectrum and it's a different light, it's refreshing to see that, you know.
And but I don't want to like sound like I'm kissing up to him or anything, but it's kind of like good to have a role model, like not a role model, but just someone to model yourself after in terms of like communicating with other creators and also just viewers. Like,
Just a good mentor in general.
yeah, right.
Oh man, I want to say something so bad.
Go ahead, do it.
No,
Say it.
I'll get canceled. I was just gonna. I'll get canceled. Moving on.
And
from
TD
that.
is right. The ladies love drunk. That is
It's uncanny. It really is. I don't know what he's doing. I need to get that secret sauce.
I told you it's called game.
It's called a game.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
I guess I'm not gonna give him any compliments. I've given him enough. Yeti. Someone in the chat asked. They asked where you got your icon made. I was trying to find it in the chat, but I think it.
that is a really. I love that icon.
Yeah, I ended up getting it made off of Fiverr, and I just found someone to do it. It was actually a lot cheaper than you'd expect because they were
Fiverr's
rather
great,
new
yeah.
at it. If you remind me, like send me a message on Twitter or something, I could give you their direct link and you can get something made by them.
So you heard it here first, folks. If you want the answers, follow that man on Twitter. All right, that's the only way you're getting the answers. All right.
Yeah, Fiverr's a lifesaver, dude.
Yeah, I got my all my artwork I get done for my channel. I usually get done there.
Me too.
I do know one person that she's kind of expensive, but she does really good work. But Fiverr, dude.
Talking about
it's
artwork?
like- yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fiverr's
I
great.
will also mention though, the first
I fell for that one. I'm not gonna lie.
What did he say?
I fell for that one. I can't lie.
That was a good one. That was a good
It
one.
was. It took me a second to even get where he was going with that. But anyway, that threw me off. What was I gonna say? Okay. We gotta talk about this. All right. Luke Skywalker series. Question mark. Now, no, I didn't want to say that word. By itself. Anyway. I can't.
Jesus Christ, dude. What's happening right now?
I don't know, bro. But anyway, yeah. So I did a video on this. Some of you might have saw it. I don't know, but it's basically, I don't. It's kind of up in the air because what got trademarked. Did you guys hear about this?
I heard. I watched your video earlier and I saw some things on it.
I appreciate that. But yeah, like someone was well, not just someone, but it's kind of all over Reddit and Twitter. People are talking about this trademark of Skywalker Academy. But here's the weird thing about it. Like I heard, and I haven't seen any proof, but I heard that it might be a clothing line and that it won't be a series.
Yeah, that's
but
what
how can they go with the series with the way that they went in the sequel trilogy? There's not really going to be much Academy under him.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Yeah,
also wasn't it like the whole filming of Luke Skywalker at the end of Mandalorian just completely like under wraps, like nobody knew about it. It was a last second kind of thing. And they were supposedly, I know these are rumors. I don't like to talk about rumors, but you go off what you hear, that they were all apparently annoyed about that they brought up Luke, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that they would trademark it for a series, I don't know. Like maybe I could see a video game or possibly something like that, but I don't know about a series.
Yeah. I don't think this is kind of like a knee-jerk reaction thing though, because these rumors have been going on for a long time about a Luke series happening ever since the reveal in The Mandalorian, and I didn't believe him up until this point. And I feel like this just kind of, those rumors had been heating up recently as well. Like Echo Base were reporting it, a lot of people were reporting that, and then this comes out and it's kind of just like ignites everyone, and they're like, okay, this is 100% happening now. They trademarked this, which I did hear as well that they're doing a clothing line. So I don't know.
But why would Skywalker Academy be clothing? It doesn't seem like a
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of
something
odd.
for clothing, like unless it's like school clothing.
Like
It would make more sense if it was some sort of website, design your own lightsaber and stuff like that,
Yeah, but they're saying clothes. Like
I know that I don't get the clothing thing. It doesn't sound
weird.
right for Academy.
Like a Skywalker Academy sounds more like a book series or a video game series or I guess a TV series. It doesn't remind me of clothes. This will be yet another mistake Kathleen Kennedy has made.
And
She
you know
makes
what?
a
Here's a good
clothing
point
line.
too. Bob A brought it up. It kind of made me think of this in the chat here. Skywalker Academy. What if weren't there rumors about Daisy Ridley wanting to come back in some form?
Well, why would she not want to come back?
Well, yeah,
That's-
because Hollywood's dead right now. But
Yeah.
but so she's technically a Skywalker, right? That could include. That could technically.
Yes.
Technically,
Right?
no. Technically, she's not. Technically, she's a
Well,
Palpatine.
Technically,
I know,
I'm a white man,
I'm
honestly.
saying in the sense of Disney and how they think,
Justin's like,
they are
no, you're
labeling her, labeling her a Skywalker. So I would hope to God they don't throw her in there as her own show if they want to see the worst show ever on television.
Especially if the show's called Skywalker Academy. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
bro,
That
the
would be the
rage.
biggest. But see, that's the thing. Like Disney at this point, I feel like they purposely try to annoy fans. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like they do it intentionally. So I could definitely see them doing this to just annoy and cause our Twitter to explode.
I could see. My
No,
bad.
it can't happen, bro. No, go ahead and say what you're.
I hope not.
I was gonna say I could see Kathleen Kennedy like sitting in her chair right now, looking at Twitter. She's like, "All these idiots think it's a Luke Skywalker show.
Yep.
I can't wait to announce it's Rey."
And it's Rey.
Yeah.
Bro, look. I will eat my toenails on live stream if it's a Rey Skywalker show. Okay.
Okay, now I'm pushing for that. Okay, now
hate you.
Rey Skywalker. Let's get this trending on Twitter.
I hate you too, Yeti.
All
Look,
10
bro,
people.
if
Release
they
the Rey
give
Skywalker
this
cut.
fool a show, look, okay, I shouldn't even say that. It's not Daisy Ridley's fault that Rey sucks. I actually
No,
love
I don't.
Daisy
Yeah, you're
Ridley.
right.
No.
I think she's good. I think, she did what they told her to do. I think she's pretty. I think she's talented. But Rey as a character, that ain't it, folks. Now, look, is it possible that someone like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni could write it and all of a sudden it's like, yo, Rey's actually kind of cool now? Yes, but I just think that fans in general won't even want to give it a chance. They'll just be like, bro, no, she's not a Skywalker.
I don't think you can salvage that though. Even if they went and start to write her character now, I don't think there's anything that can go back and salvage the way that her, character arc came about, because she was just perfect at everything. You can't really go back from that point because she's already the bestest ever.
If it is a Luke series or a Luke Skywalker series, what they're probably going to show you is with Ben Solo in there and showing him turn. And that which will then lead into this trilogy, which again, still, I hate that because I want them to erase the Disney trilogy if possible, but I doubt that's going to happen. They're never going to admit fault. And I don't think they're going to do the different timeline thing. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way they erase it. I think
that. Not bad. Go ahead.
No, I was pretty much done. I was gonna say at most, I think the most we can ever hope for is like a kind of a Snyder cut situation where it's not canon, but it's like here is some stuff in book format or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing about the John and Dave writing it or producing it, whatever it would be, I just don't. If Mando season 3 is still going, if Rangers is still going, I don't think they'll have time unless this is a project for 4 or 5 years down the line. How are they gonna have time? They have Ahsoka they're working on. Filoni just finished with Bad Batch. Book of Boba Fett. They got Mando season 3. Got Rangers. How are they gonna have time to make a Luke
plate
show?
at once?
Yeah.
Well, do they have Rangers anymore?
Well, that's what I'm saying. As of now, they have Rangers. As of now, they have Mando season 3. Who knows what's gonna happen with those?
I don't know if this was a rumor or they actually announced it, but didn't they replace like Gina for Rangers?
It was a rumor, I think.
Okay,
right?
so rumor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rumor kind of is that like Rangers is kind of in a weird place now because like we don't have Gina anymore. So
I don't think they would ever announce like it was supposed to be Harrison Dula. I don't think they would ever say Harrison Dula is replacing Cara Dune. They would just they would just market it as Harrison Dula's the star.
Yeah, they'll say that was from the beginning. They're not going to ever sit there and say we had to change something for anything.
Yeah.
They're a joke, bro. They're a freaking joke. But
they're corporations. How they operate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had a little epiphany. All right. What if all right, now you with me here? You with me? What if the reason why we're hearing more about this Luke series suddenly is because dang, Gina's gone. what are we gonna do with this Rangers show? I don't know. We're kind of screwed. Well, I guess we'll do the Luke show now.
Yep.
Mm?
I heard a rumor I was watching Josh or Den of Nerds stream, and he said that he's hearing, so this is kind of like he said, she said to the max, but he's heard that Favreau and Filoni are kind of done trying to make spinoffs off of these side characters because they're so disposable. Like they can make one wrong tweet and they're gone. So now they're going to stick with these bigger characters that aren't as disposable. Like if you cast a Luke Skywalker, it's going to be tough to fire that Luke Skywalker. Whereas Cara Dune was just a side character that she's very easy to write out of her shows, so that it was a little bit more disposable.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, you know, obviously this is a weird. Well, you'll get what I mean. Like, if Cara Dune, if Gina Carano was Obi-Wan Kenobi, no way they just up and fire her. Right, man, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, we can't just get rid of our Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great point, honestly.
Well, then that's going to shrink the world even more too, because if they can't make any new characters, they have to focus on all the old ones, and well, they kind of wrecked so many of the old ones with the way that they took the sequel. Like
it's a lose.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just thinking out loud because I think it was a very good point. And we're going to be in trouble.
Wait, what? That's not. I haven't heard anything about that.
Honestly, though, you never know. You never know how they write things now.
Oh man!
Somebody said day one at Ray School is you're done.
Mark Jade instead of Mary Jade.
Oh Jesus!
The fiery redhead with a fiery soul and a big lightsaber. So here's the thing, okay? Like, I'm thinking these corporations, they always have like a 10-year plan or whatever. Like, they're looking at the long term with Disney Plus. And some of the stuff you guys were saying made me think about this. And I kind of want to pick your brain on it a little bit. And I want to know what the chat thinks too. Because when Solo came out and when there was Rogue One and when we were hearing like, you're going to get a Star Wars movie every year and it's going to be a Star Wars story, freaking, Bantha Poodoo, a Star Wars story. Like, it was going to be a bunch of movies and people were like, no, we're going to get Star Wars fatigue. You don't do that. Do you think now with like Disney Plus being like where Disney is like locked and focused on and all these new series, obviously stuff that's being worked on we don't even know about. Do you think that Disney is trying to get Star Wars to a place where like how Marvel like every few months there's a project coming out? Do you think that's what they're looking to do? And if they do that, do you think like is it good for Star Wars or is it like no, that's too much? Star Wars should feel like have a break in between.
Star Wars.
I think. Go ahead, Justin.
Well, I don't want to keep citing this guy, but I was watching Den of Nerds again. He was talking about this.
In case you guys don't know, Justin likes Den of Nerds.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's right a lot. And he knows a lot of stuff.
He's a prophet, bro.
Pretty much, yeah. And he's very well connected. Anyway, he's been talking about for the last 6 months that Star Wars is going Marvel. Like their template from here on out is Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. And it seems like even with the hires that they're making is also Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. Like you have Kevin Feige producing a Star Wars movie. You got Taika Waititi coming in. He already directed an episode of The Mandalorian. He's directing his own movie. Jon Favreau was a big part of the MCU. So it seems like they're going that direction, not only with the content, but also with their hires. So I think
okay, but that wouldn't be bad if it was before the sequels. And I know I'm going to beat the dead horse on this.
Beat it.
But nobody would have an issue with all the Star Wars content that they supposedly are going to come out with before they start to make it suck. Now they've hamstrung themselves into this very narrow band they can actually maneuver in, and it's not going to make for very interesting content. You either have to go way before any of this stuff happened, or go off to the side, and so you've got no relation to basically the Skywalkers and the Empire stuff. You got to cut that out because otherwise people aren't going to go see it because they know where it leads.
Yeah, like at this point, I think anything High Republic, like they're trying to do that Acolyte show, which I actually was really interested in when they like said what it was. But now that I know it's from the High Republic, I have just gotten so. I was very hopeful for the High Republic because I just thought it was something that was going to be new and fresh, and maybe it'll be good. And I still think there are little like nuggets of good stuff in the High Republic, but it's surrounded by so much woke SJW stuff that it's like hard to enjoy. And I just feel like anything they try to do with the High Republic now, fans are pretty much going to be like,
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
like that's pretty much people's reaction to anything High Republic. Like before they even read it, I did a poll on my channel a little while ago, a few weeks ago, and it was talking about some of the High Republic and do you like it? And I think most people said no, but I haven't read it. It's like, well, dang, because like the consensus online is like High Republic bad. I'm not going to give it any of my money or attention because it's garbage.
Come on, Geode was an inspired character. That's the pinnacle of achievement in the arts and storytelling.
Who's that Pokemon?
Well, getting back to the Star Wars fatigue, I think if it's written well, because Marvel has shown that they would produce a movie or come out with a movie every other year, where it felt like you always saw Marvel content.
It's like two a year.
Yeah, and it was done well though, so no one got tired of it. Star Wars at this point, who's the only people that we have trust in? John and
Dave.
That's it. So they're limited to what they can do. Like I don't know how I feel about the Obi-Wan series coming out. Like I don't know. Are they directly involved in that?
I'm a little like I'm hopeful because it's Obi-Wan, but also Deborah Chow. She worked on like The Mandalorian doing like directing.
She did a couple episodes, right?
Yeah. I don't know how much control she has, but I enjoyed her episodes of The Mandalorian.
You got to think she learned a little bit too from John and Dave.
Well, is she writing it or directing this?
Directing.
She's showrunning. She's showrunning and directing.
So is she writing it?
I don't think she's writing it.
I don't know who the writer is. We should probably figure that out.
That matters big time because that's like Wonder like
written by Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Imagine, dude.
But that's like the Wonder Woman movie, right? The first one. It was directed by
apparently George Lucas is writing it.
For sale.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's on IMDb. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Well, yeah, he is a writer. I think he is attributed as a writer. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
we don't know if that's like from the characters, if he actually did write an episode. I actually no, it was on Andor. He's attributed as a writer.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing is that there's multiple writers, and one of them just got announced. His name is Joby Harold. I never heard of this guy, but I don't know.
I'm just nervous about it because I don't know what direction. I mean, I have a feeling I know what direction they're going to take it in, but I don't know. I just
what direction do you think?
Well, I think they're definitely going to mess up some of the lore. I don't really want Christian or Vader and Obi-Wan fighting. I don't, maybe in a dream sequence, maybe, but I don't want to see them. But this is 10 years after, so Luke's only 10.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would break the continuity of them meeting on the Death Star, right? Because it's supposed to have been a long time. A 10-year gap is not that. I mean,
we'll get to that, but before I say what I think about that, I want to just address this super chat from the Machete Order. New member here on the channel. Thank you for the $5 holla. He says Star Wars fatigue is a propaganda tool to defend bad writing. Now, I've never looked at it that way, but I could see how people would use it as that. Yeah.
Well, I believe Kathleen Kennedy said that after the failure of the trilogy.
Really? She said we don't want people to get Star Wars.
Well, I know they said it for Solo.
Too many movies coming out, like with Solo losing money and
all the Star Wars fatigue.
Yeah, there's like, there's too much Star Wars going on that it's overbearing and people just don't want to watch it. It's like, no, it's just because it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, I think fans will never get tired of good Star Wars, dude. Like, we'll be like, give us more. Is there a movie coming out next week? When's that book coming out? Oh yes, give us more. It's so much I can't read or watch it all. I'm so happy. Like the fans will if it's good, like fans will watch and read whatever, dude. Like
absolutely.
Yeah, Force of Light makes a good point too in chat. She said, I was about to say, I mean, what? Obi-Wan once thought as you did. We haven't seen that, so it works. And also, he never says I think it's when it was in A New Hope when he said, "I haven't felt this since," and they just kind of like
when he walked away.
cuts. Yeah, it's like an ellipses. Is it ellipses? I don't know what the word is for it. Yeah, he doesn't say
Exactly
since Mustafar or it's been. Now, what he does say though, that kind of does break it a little bit is like when Vader is like, when you left me, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. But the thing about that is like that continuity has already kind of been broken because when they fought on Mustafar, Anakin was not a Padawan. He was very much, a Jedi Knight. He was very capable. It has been said by many that very soon he probably would have been made the rank of master. At that point, in a lot of ways, he was more capable than Obi-Wan.
The Clone Wars ruins that too, right? By him taking Ahsoka as his own Padawan.
Right. I mean, he probably would have beat Obi-Wan if not for his pride. I mean, Obi-Wan was kind of getting pushed up. Yeah. I mean, he probably would have beat him if it wasn't for that, the high ground. So,
the damn high ground.
But that kind of goes to that being a master, because you would understand when you need to hold back your emotions and not take those swinging jumps and just throw yourself out there. He could easily beat him if he wasn't so prideful. And
yeah, I get that, but I feel like it's a Sith trait as well, not just him being immature. It's like the Sith always, I think Yoda even says something like, always so sure of themselves, or I can't remember. Maybe he's talking about the Jedi actually, but he does. I mean, it's kind of like a thorough line through Star Wars is that the Sith are very prideful. They rely on their power and they think they're not going to be beaten. And, spoiler alert, they always lose. So, yeah, but I do get what you're saying, Yeti. I smell what you're cooking over there and I agree with it. But I kind of feel like it's, continuity is kind of shaky already on that,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Because I can see where everyone's coming from. I can see where both sides come from.
I'm just interested to see where they take it. That's all. Like hopefully they do it well, but it's Disney, so
it's one of those situations where I'm extremely excited and extremely terrified at the same time.
Because if they take one wrong step and it's like it can just crush. It's just like why? Because it's such a
two extremely sensitive characters. Two of them. You have Vader and Obi-Wan. So
God, dude,
these are precious characters you're dealing with, and it's like that's why the Mandalorian was kind of cool. It's like, well, these are new. You can mess around with them and do what you want. It's not as effective. These are legendary characters. So I don't know. It's risky. So we'll see.
Think about how much it would crush the fans too. Like, dude, it's Ewan and Hayden, like first time back in Star Wars since 2005, right? And it's like it's garbage. Like everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Yeti.
No, I just wanted to ask you guys if you're going to go watch everything after all the stuff Disney has been doing, with Gina, and then basically their official accounts just talking down to certain fans. Like, are you still invested in the franchise?
I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna be here and be like, I'm not watching it. Cancel Disney Plus. Like, I agree with the movement behind cancel Disney Plus, but I'm just being real. I know if it's Star Wars, I'm gonna want to give it a chance.
I mean, I had this guy attacking me on Twitter last night, and I tweeted something out, and I deleted it right after because I just didn't feel like dealing with the backlash. But for one, if you stopped watching or consuming every single piece of media, if you stop consuming every piece of media because there's bad people behind the creation of it, you would never watch a piece of media again for the rest of your life. Because at the top of all these corporations, there's bad people, like regardless of which one it is. For two, I don't really believe in boycotts. I believe in voting with your wallet and not telling others what to do with theirs. I feel like boycotts is kind of a brainless concept, honestly. Like it's to blindly follow a movement is just not the way I like to think. Like I like to make my own decisions and be an independent thinker. So if I want to buy Disney Plus, if I want to pay for Disney Plus and watch these shows, I think that's okay. And I also fully respect anyone who doesn't want to. Like, and I understand completely why you wouldn't do that. So I just think vote with your wallet. And
I think you might be, kind of linking them when, or unlinking them when they should be, because a boycott would just be not using your wallet to pay for something. And it doesn't mean that, you're doing a group think, because you could just all happen to agree on why you don't want to purchase.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if we're all free thinkers, if we're all voting with our wallets, and something is bad enough to where no one wants to pay for that thing, then it just becomes an organic boycott. Like, it just happens organically. But
and that's the thing too. So, like, for example, I'll use like Warner Brothers and the whole Zack Snyder Justice League cut thing as a good example. I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder himself. I hate Warner Brothers, but that whole universe, it's not woke. It's a good story, and I enjoy that, so I'll support that. The woke garbage, I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to see it. So same thing with Disney. Like, if the Bad Batch comes out and it's legit okay, it's not woke. It's because I actually like the Clone Wars. I thought that was one of the best series that they put out. Yeah. If it's good and it's not pushing some type of agenda or message, I'll watch it. But if it's other garbage, if it's just terrible, I'm not going to support it then. And I mean, Disney Plus for me, I already got like that year free with a phone plan or whatever when they give it away. So
yeah, with Verizon,
so I have it. So it's like, I'm not going to watch stuff I don't agree with, or as soon as I see some type of agenda or something being shoved down my throat where I'm like, okay, this is too much for me, then I'm out. But you have to show the companies support what they do that doesn't have that agenda and that message. If you just kind of discard it all, then I mean, these companies are never going to, like Justin said, they're never going to love us. I don't expect them to. They're a business. They just care about dollar signs. Yeah. So you have to show them with your wallet what works and what doesn't work. So if they put out good content that's, true to the fans and doesn't push an agenda, support that. If it's trash, then let it burn. That's,
if it's trash, we pirate it.
Exactly. You can always sail the high seas to get it. So
yeah, and it's also like,
I shall collect my booty.
No, there is one flaw in there, just because there has been woke show after woke show that has bombed, and they still keep doing that. So I don't know how much they care about their own money. Otherwise, I think we'd see this come to a halt a lot faster.
Yeah. I was watching this guy. I talked about it on my stream this morning. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. This guy, dude. This guy just found Dinner Nerd. No. So his name is like Xander Hall or Xander Har, something like that. He's a progressive YouTuber. He comes after geeks and gamers and the fandom menace all the time. And he was pretty much saying, and he's right. I mean, the guy's an idiot, but he was right on this.
He's dumb. I didn't expect that.
He's a straight up idiot. But I mean, he was, from their point of view, and this is the way Disney thinks too, there's way more progressives in the world than conservatives. So they're trying to go after that demographic. Like he truly believes that. I mean, I don't want to get into that, but that's what he believes, and I think that's what Disney believes too. And I think they're trying to profit off of those people with the wokeness. And it's not working. It's not going to work.
I can tell you why they believe it, or one of the reasons, and that's because of Twitter. And so all these people spend their lives on Twitter, and they ended up creating their own little echo chamber. And the people who are in marketing have spent a lot of time looking at this because it was a direct way to get feedback. But there's only a very small section of the population that is on there. I think it's about 20%. And then those numbers skew when you look at the breakdown, because it's about, what is it? The number.
I don't know, but I would fart if this happened, Vader Fanatic.
80%. 80% of all the tweets come from 11% of the people. And then in that breakdown of the 11%, they skew very highly towards the progressives. So all they're getting is feedback from that exceptionally small but very loud minority of people. And that's where they started to put all their marketing, and those people told the businesses, this is where the population is going, when in reality, most people just want to be left alone, and they're not on there talking. They're not sending messages to companies.
Yeah.
Did that make sense? I hope I broke that down.
Well, I wasn't listening. But, no. What you said makes total sense. I want to get to the machete order, dude. You became a member. It's like your third super chat or something, right? Like, dude, I'm gonna have to cut you off at some point. Okay, you can't keep spending your hard-earned money. You can't keep spending that stimulus package. All right, but I appreciate you. Appreciate you for that $5 holla. He says, I hope the Bad Batch shows amazing numbers. It'll give us Star Wars content every week until September with 22. Whoa! I didn't know this. Yo, the machete order, bro. Is this true? Can anyone
I did not know it was going to
confirm
be that
this?
long.
I heard 14 plus. I didn't know it was 22.
Yo, if this is true, machete order, if you can confirm this for me, all right, then I give you a big old smooch. Okay, I promise I'm gonna do that. But I will be very happy if that is true. Oh my goodness, the places we will go, the things we will see. Dude, yes.
Well,
Yes,
that's the
yes,
same
yes.
thing. Like with the Mandalorian's success, right? We all spoke with our wallets. We watched the show. The ratings were good. They made huge subscriber numbers, and then obviously the fallout with Gina, the numbers showed the decline. Like, hey, we were pissed off, so a lot of people unsubscribed or whatever, or canceled. And if they start producing good content again, like for example, I know there was a rumor going around that she may come back in some facet in the future. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just, you've heard it all. But if that's the case, you have to support what they are doing for the fans correctly. That way you speak with your dollars. If you just throw it all away, well, then they're just going to keep doing the woke crap. If the woke stuff is in the drain and the positive numbers, like what Favreau does, is through the roof, well, then they have to see that. They have to see those numbers.
Yep.
Now, hold on. I'm hearing that this might be a little bit of speculation on the part.
Yeah, I heard 14 plus.
Okay, now look, machete order.
Still not bad.
That's still great.
I appreciate you, but don't you get my hopes up. Don't do that to me. Now I'm explaining. No, 14 is a lot in general because that's 14 weeks. You think about 14 weeks. I mean,
is it confirmed to come out weekly though?
I would assume. I mean, the first episode is like an hour long, so I doubt they put out like 3 episodes in the first week or 4. I doubt they're not going to.
What if the first episode is actually just 2 episodes put together and they count it as two 30-minute episodes?
They could do that.
It could. That is completely possible.
Or it's a longer show, or the first. Yeah, it could be just that. I mean, it's going to be a big episode.
What if the entire series is an? I know it's not. What if like every episode's an hour long, bro? I would
amazing.
Die. I'd die happy. That would actually make me really, because like right now I am excited for it. Like as we get closer and closer, it's like I'm excited. I'm getting more excited. It's kind of like when you're about to go on that trip when you're a kid, and it's like the closer you get to that trip, you're like, yeah, I can't wait. And here it is. Like the closer we get to it.
I just hope it holds out, though. You know what I mean? Like I'm so used to companies just kind of letting us down at this point. It's hard for me to get excited about anything anymore.
The only reason I'm hopeful is Dave Filoni. And
exactly.
like when it comes to Dave Filoni, especially animation, like he knows animation. He just like the Clone Wars. I loved Rebels. I know some people have problems with Rebels. I thought Rebels, it's just me. Don't attack me. I think I enjoyed some of the storylines in Rebels more than Clone Wars. That's just me though. All right.
I haven't seen much of it. I watched some episodes. I watched the one where it was Ahsoka versus Vader.
It's so good.
I watched that, but I didn't watch the whole series. I didn't get into it.
I feel like the great moments in Rebels are definitely there, and they're the same thing with Clone Wars are definitely there. They're both. I feel like Rebels is a little bit more few and far between than Clone Wars. That's my opinion. Yeah.
I don't know, like because I binge watched a lot of Clone Wars because there was a few seasons I hadn't seen, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but I don't know. Like I liked a lot of it. Like don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It never like impacted me as much as it seemed to impact.
I think it's just because of the characters that were involved, really, and like how much it improved the movies that we already had.
The only thing that worries me about Filoni is like I think if he got pushed hard enough and like Favreau wasn't there, he would do the woke stuff. As my opinion, I don't know. I don't think he's the type to stand up and be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he
wasn't
was
he kind
there.
of going along with it for a long time? You hear him speak at conferences, and he was basically touting the same wokeness that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing too. Like, I have faith in him because I know he is, very close with George and wants to stay close to the lore and stuff. But I feel like if they put their thumb on him and was like, "Nah, you're gonna make this whatever kind of character to represent this group," he'll be okay, cool.
Yeah. Definitely. I
As long
agree.
as it's a good story, man. I just want a good story. I don't care about the
Yeah.
character. I just want a solid story.
Speaking,
I didn't really.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
my
ahead.
bad.
Go ahead, big fella. What do you got to say?
Well, I didn't really. Okay, so I watched the first episode of the second group of 4 episodes in season 7 of the Clone Wars. I watched the first episode and I was like, I cannot stand these people. I'm not watching until the last 4 episodes. But apparently those episodes were woke somehow.
They were not. I kind of zoned out of those episodes. I was like doing other things while they were on. It's that whole like the 2 sisters.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really woke, but I mean, it was just, I don't know. It wasn't interesting. I didn't really, from my opinion, I didn't see like some type of political message or anything like that.
Okay.
It was, I don't know. It just wasn't very interesting at all. It had nothing to do with the storyline. So it was just really unnecessary. It was like,
I feel like those shows, well, any show, but especially animation, for me to be interested in it, is at its best when it's just like, it's like tight. It's like 15 episodes of pure story. Like, I don't need filler episodes of, we got to go to this planet and save this slug from getting salt poured on him. Like, nah, bro, I don't.
But at
the
least
filler episodes are the worst.
Yeah, I don't need that.
But at least if we have 22 episodes and we have some filler, we still got a lot of other episodes. Now, and the main complaint I have with The Mandalorian is the filler episodes, and I wouldn't mind it. Like, they're enjoyable, but like episode 2 of last season where they went like with the big spider, I was like,
I like
okay, this would be a cool episode, right? But we only have 8 like 30 to 40 minute episodes in this season. So we can't be wasting an episode on that. Yeah. Come on.
I think
it almost felt like
it needs to be longer. No, I was gonna say if they're gonna do it, it needs to be a longer episode with like more like little plot stuff sprinkled in.
Yeah.
Well, and I was also thinking that they just didn't know what they wanted to do with the show. It's like they were fighting between this story-driven narrative or an episodic adventure. Now, I'm okay if they went with either. They just have to pick one and stick with it. Star Trek Next Generation, very episodic. It works that way. But that you have to keep that in that own universe. Otherwise, you're just jumping back too much, and then people get sick of it. If it's the narrative, you have to stay in that line. Breaking Bad, very narrative driven. You can't mix the two, though.
Yeah, I think The Mandalorian would be better as a show with arcs. Like right now, it just seems like there's these. They set it up. They set stuff up like in like the first episode. Then they'll have some filler, and then 2 more episodes of it coming to an end. Like that's pretty much what it feels like. It would be better, I think, if they did stuff where like set up these arcs and progressing through the season, you see the arc come to a close instead of like set up one thing, few filler. All right, at the end we're gonna just kind of tie stuff up. That's kind of what it feels like.
That is what it feels like. They start off the show, it's a cool episode, and then they have filler for the rest of it except for the final 2. Sprinkled into those filler episodes, we meet some cool people, and then the final 2 episodes, all those cool people come together and fight the big bad. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I think it worked better if like the first episode they set everything up, and then all right, for these next 7 episodes, buckle in because we're about to just go from here, and everything's gonna, I don't mind at the end everything, becoming a Marvel movie, but don't waste episodes of filler type stuff.
Yeah,
it's not doing anyone
and it's
favors.
Season 1. I really thought they were going to have him getting a piece of armor, over the course of time instead of just getting it all at once. Like I thought we were going to get some progression, and then it's like, oh, okay, he got this piece finally. There's going to be a bit more there. That's nope, he's got it all. He's got the perfect armor.
Yeah, I would have liked it better like that too. But I want to complain too much. I do like The Mandalorian. I just feel like it does have some issues. It's not perfect. But I'm hoping with it being their first series of Star Wars, they'll learn from it. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it was a good show, right? It was. A lot of people, I think, hype it up way more than it is, just because of the previous content that we've gotten so far from Disney has been so bad that they treat like the Mandalorian's the best thing in the world. I mean, it's good. It's not. I don't think it was amazing, but it was good and it was enjoyable, and it reminded me of some parts. It reminded me of old Star Wars, which I haven't felt in a long time. I think the only movie that I've watched and I felt like, okay, this reminds me of old Star Wars was like Rogue One. And then it's in sort of, because they filmed it completely different than the other movies, but it was still, I enjoyed Rogue One. But you know, I don't know. So yeah, I think they have a lot to learn, but I think they're doing a good job with it. I think there's definitely, I don't know. I'm excited about Book of Boba Fett and where they go with it.
You know, here's the thing about The Mandalorian. It doesn't even necessarily feel like old Star Wars to me. What I mean like that is it doesn't feel like the original trilogy.
Oh, no. I meant like the environment, though, at least.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that like it just feels like a good story. Like that's what we've been missing. It actually feels like we're in the Star Wars universe and we're telling a good story instead of like what we've been getting, like you said, was just all over the place. And
I agree with both you. And I think one of the reasons why, to me, it felt like old Star Wars was how well they did those practical effects. It wasn't all CGI. They had real, animatronics, and it just made it jump off the screen so much more. It was more powerful, and it drew me in. That was one of the things that really got me excited when it started off.
You get me excited when we started. Wait, whoa! I don't know where I was going with that. Let's just rewind and pause. Hit the pause button. What were you gonna say, Justin?
I just think there was a lot of, for one, obviously, John and Dave are great. And one of the things that they said that really stuck out to me is that, well, John said it, is that they're not paying homage to the original trilogy. They're paying homage to what inspired the original trilogy, or what the original trilogy paid homage to. I was like, okay, this guy gets it. Like, he understands how to make good Star Wars. But another thing is that the entire set, like if you watch the making of documentaries, everyone on that set loves Star Wars, like truly does care about telling a good Star Wars story. Like when you see Robert Rodriguez on set just having so much fun, and he literally filmed in his backyard with figurines what he was going to do with Boba Fett in his episode. I was like, it's literally a guy playing with his toys in his backyard and putting it on the screen. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I can't lie.
And is it true that you can leap over a chair from a standing position?
It depends on the size of the chair. I'll cheat a little bit.
Yes!
I'm sorry.
That's why Yeti keeps his camera off. That's what he's doing.
That was really random. I just really love
the fact that they need to put that in slow motion after.
I know.
I can't believe that's a real clip. Why did he have to prove he could jump over just a regular chair? I don't think that's impressive.
Hey, he's trying to block out the sun now,
Why does she ask? Anyway, but I'm sorry.
There are too many questions.
I messed up the flow. I'm sorry, Matt. You was about to say something. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say that's the difference of, I think, the Disney movies, the Disney trilogy versus the Mandalorian. You could feel that there's care in the episodes and the shows. They may not be the greatest episodes or Star Wars ever, but you could definitely tell they care about the IP versus like The Last Jedi is like, we'll just wing it. We'll just throw some ideas at a dartboard and see what sticks, and advert our expectations, right?
Yeah. So, and as much as people blame, oh my bad.
So no, I was just gonna say, like they brought back Boba Fett's knee rockets.
Yeah.
You never saw that. They knew about all of these things. So
yeah,
like that I loved when he was fighting. I thought that was so much fun.
Yeah. And you can, dude, I go back to the Mandalorian doc. We're just watching Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni walk around and just like theory craft like what they're going to do in these like they're making it up as they go, but it's like it's in a good way. Like they have the script already written, obviously, and then they're just saying, oh, what if we threw this in here? What if we threw that in there? And it's Jon Favreau always being the one like, let's do this. Like he was like, let's have Din Djarin say McClunky. And
Yeah, I was going to say, what if he says McClunky?
Yeah, and then you always have Dave being like, nah, that's a little too far, dude.
Nah, he's not going to say McClunky.
Yeah.
It really just gives you that feeling of like, if we were making Star Wars, like, it feels like real fans like really just playing with it and being like, bro, what if you said McClunky?
Yeah.
And he's nigga now. he's not saying McClunky, my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's so awesome. Okay, moving on. Unless does anyone have anything else they wanted to say about that real quick?
We kind of didn't even talk about that.
We went way
all over the place. Yeah, we did. But it's all right. It's our show. We can do what we want. The Luke Skywalker series, though, the consensus is it might be happening. Maybe it's a clothing line at this point. We really don't know. I hope it's happening. I do, because I would love to see more Luke Skywalker. No Rey Skywalker. We did talk about it. We just didn't kind of just jumped around. I want to talk about this very briefly because I know where Justin stands on this, but even Yeti, I even want to get your opinion. I never thought I would say that. But, what do you two down there think about this being a possibility? I need to know how you feeling. Oh man, I don't like the way Matt's face is looking.
Possibility? Like, is it possible? I don't think so. I would love to. I think, it would be I want to see George's ideas come to life and what he had planned. I would love to see that. But I just think that would be Disney accepting the fact that they tossed the idea out. Because remember, there was an interview with Kathleen Kennedy saying, oh, we didn't have, this is from scratch. We didn't have source material. And there was another interview and I think in Bob Chapek's book, where George was annoyed because he handed them basically like, hey, these are the blueprints for the continuation of my story. And they're like, yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah.
So
no, we good, coach.
Yeah. So I think if this gets released somehow, whether a comic book or any type of media, it's Disney again accepting that they screwed this up. And you know how they are. They don't want to mention it at all. I think that they just want George to kind of slowly go away. It's like, hey, just take your stocks and the money you received and
take your $4 billion and bounce.
Yeah, respond to John's emails, but other than that, go away.
He says, Sleazy says, if you find Justin, what do you get? You get shot. He don't want to be found.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ!
Yeti,
turn there.
So, what are we talking with this? Are we saying he's going to do his own series, or the cut of the sequel trilogy, just him editing through that? Which one?
Here's more what I was thinking. This hashtag is more so like not necessarily that George is going to even go make movies, but that we at least will get to see what his vision was. Because right now, a lot of it is speculation. I mean, there is some stuff like Theory uploaded some videos where it's like George actually said stuff in interviews, but we don't actually have the story treatments and scripts like in the outlines. We don't have access to them. So my thinking is I don't think they'll ever make these into movies, but I would at least like that to be released in a book, or them to make the stories into books, something. That's what
if it's that, then absolutely. I don't know if there'd be people out there that would say no to that. That would be so exciting to see. I don't care how they release it, but I think what Matt said, it would be admitting that they kind of failed. And I don't think Disney is going to allow that. I would probably think you'd have better luck with him going through their sequels and editing the way he would have done it. But even that would be a stretch.
Yeah.
Imagine
it got leaked and then you had like Star Wars Theory or someone make their own.
I feel like it's dude, that'd be so dope. I feel like it's at a point where that's the reason why I'm always like talking about it, and I tweet it like throughout the week is because I wanted to pick up more steam, because if this thing gets big enough, I don't think Disney will be like, all right, let's give these guys what they want, because like you guys said, they're not going to admit they're wrong. But I do think it is quite possible someone like is like, I know I have access to that. I know people that have that. Let's leak it. I think that's completely possible. I mean,
we already saw that with the Colin Trevorrow script.
Yeah, that happened.
It was leaked on purpose, like pretty much.
So the real thing is, this has to get enough traction behind it for someone to take notice. That's why I'm behind this hashtag, because I don't think they'll make it in movies. No,
you just know there's going to be a whole bunch of articles, and even the Star Wars official is going to come out like, oh, this is just a troll hashtag. They're just a bunch of hateful people pushing for this. I think that's going to happen before we see anything.
That's the same thing they did with the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
when they released the Snyder Cut, and they were these toxic fans, and even after the movie got made, they're like, "This is what happens when you bow the knee to toxic fans." It's like, yeah, you got a good movie.
yes.
Yeah, you made money. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
Shout out to Kaylee in the chat. Appreciate her. Always showing support on Twitter, showing support on the channel. Hello to you as well. Or should I say, hello there. Great to see you in the stream.
Did anyone else notice they would not give the official numbers for the Snyder Cut? But Godzilla, they released everything. Oh, this was massive. They didn't say a word for the Snyder Cut.
What did y'all think of Godzilla? Not to like make this into the Godzilla podcast, but what did y'all think about the Godzilla vs. Kong movie?
You clearly didn't see my review video, but
no, I haven't. And I won't lie, I have not seen it.
I'm kidding. I like monster movies, so I think of all the monster movies, it was the best one. They fixed a lot of the issues I think fans complained about, where you can't really see the monsters, or it's in bad weather or bad effects. It's during the day you could see full body, no shaky cam like it's Cloverfield or anything like that. Like it's really well done. It's fun, man. It's a good movie to just shut your brain off, watch a good monster fight, destroy China, and it was a blast.
I am so China, with you. Yeah, wasn't it Tokyo?
No, it was in China.
I think it was
okay.
China.
Now it's supposed to be like that's what the lore of Godzilla is, but I think the production company or something is from China, so they made it in
okay,
China.
Okay.
We going to China.
Anyways, that doesn't matter. I am so with you, especially the shaky cam, in this. I thought it was a lot of fun. Sure. Okay. There's flaws. The storyline, especially on the human side, there's a lot of holes when you start looking too close.
Yeah.
But I gotta tell you, I just had a lot of fun watching a couple monsters hit each other.
Yeah.
Like I was into it, and I liked it way more than King of the Monsters. Again, because of what you just listed, you could actually see the fights. That part was really well done. Everything was clear, but the storyline isn't nearly as good as that first Godzilla film. Bryan Cranston, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
I kind of wish. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I kind of wish there was a little bit of a melding of the two, but I watched Godzilla versus Kong twice because I had fun. And we don't seem to get those types of movies very often anymore. Just that fun, down to earth, or not down to earth, just a fun movie that's, out of this world. Turn off your brain, popcorn flick.
It was just.
I love seeing that.
Good carnage. The like you said, the humans' plot lines were not the best. Like if you're watching those movies for that, it's the wrong movie for you.
Yeah.
It's just really to watch Kong and him fight, and it was fun. So. I recommend it if you want to just turn something on. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it. Just because some of it is like some of the stuff in there is so cheesy. I was like,
yeah, like I said, the storylines are
but overall I did have fun.
I haven't seen it yet, but I would say that I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm probably going to love the movie, but I would say that a big part about why people are loving it so much, even though there's not much story or plot development, whatever, is because there's not many movies coming out right now. So it's just to see one of these bigger movies is a great sign, like, or a great feeling, really, to see the movie.
I would disagree with you, just because I think it's a bit more than that. I think it's there wasn't really any wokeness. There was no politics in there. It was just, you got to see a couple badass monsters fight each other. And, Godzilla was blasting cone head.
I'm down. Let's know what y'all are cooking. Wait, am I frozen?
You're froze.
Oh,
I'm frozen. I was going to use this moment just to one more time. If you have not subscribed to YetiCast or to what's his face, Common Idiot, go ahead.
That guy,
the other guy, the guy with the camera. Go ahead and show them both some love. There are their links. You will not regret it. As you can see just from hearing them talk, they are two respectable dudes that know their lore. They know their movies. So go check them out.
Oh, I need to clip that. He just called me respectable. Oh, this is a big
now he's gonna get cocky.
You're probably gonna get that again. Don't get cocky, kid. No, but yeah, no. I mean, Yeti. We're always just messing around with them, and we act like we hate them.
Absolutely,
I love having Yeti on, dude.
It's not an act. It's not an act. I mean, what? Yeah. Yeah, but okay. Moving on to.
Well, I don't think Yeti was done, no.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Yeti. Go ahead.
You were saying you're talking about Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, I don't know where I was going. I know I was disagreeing.
I'm disagreeing with you, but I don't know exactly.
No, because I just thought it was drawing more people out because it was a popcorn flick. That it was just something fun. You could bring your family to. There wasn't a whole lot you had to know. You could just have a good time and not worry about being like slapped around with some identity politics.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of just coming from like my personal point of view because I'm not a fan of those types of movies. I don't know, man. I hate coming off as like a film snob or some shit. But my bad.
No, you are a film snob. You're just a snob in general.
But just like Fast and Furious, like this is not my type of movie. I just don't like those plotless action movies. But I am very drawn to see Godzilla versus Kong because of the lack of movies that are coming out recently. So that's kind of what I was saying.
Don't worry. It's better than anything Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I hate
and wait a few more years until you're a bit more jade, and then you'll be like, okay, no, I'll sit down with this.
Yeah,
is looking jaded. I'm sorry. Like that song. All right. I want to talk about this very briefly. It's not Star Wars, but it is another Lucasfilm property. Indiana Jones goes woke. Now, wait, have all y'all kind of like heard about the Indiana Jones stuff going on?
I don't keep up with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, we know you don't like Indiana Jones. We know, Justin. All right,
well,
at least
starting to like you.
we'll get your opinion. Ace said, "Bro, you dissing Fast? Yeah, I'm dissing it again. It's my channel. I'll diss it some more." No, yeah, Easton loves Fast and Furious. More power to you, Easton. Love,
poor thing.
Like what you like, but yeah, I'm not a fan at all. Indiana Jones, though, going woke. Okay, so basically, hold on, I'm gonna share my screen. This is what's got the internet. Geeks and Gamers made a video about this. This has got some people on the internet. I think also Ryan from RK Outpost talked about it. Hold on. Let's see. Phoebe Walker. Is that her name? Also, you might hear an echo because I think someone in my house is watching my stream. You hearing an echo right now?
Yeah, I've got some background noise.
It's all right though.
Yeah. All right, so hold on. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Why are there so many ads on Deadline's page? Really gracious. Yeah. Okay.
I keep hearing in the background someone yelling for help. Please, I'm trapped.
This is what's got people so upset is the Indiana Jones 5 Phoebe Waller-Bridge lands female lead in next installment opposite Harrison Ford. I didn't read the article, but I don't see what's so wrong with that headline. I kind of saw where Geeks and Gamers was coming from. They were like, saying how they're going to make it probably super woke and make Harrison Ford look weak to make her look, strong. But nothing from this headline jumps out at me that's what they're doing. They said female lead. It's not like they're saying she's the lead now in general.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? People's worry is that basically because of this news is that's the area of the way they're going is like female good, man bad. So did you guys kind of get that from the headline, or what do you guys think?
See, I don't know. This is a place that I can't stand that we're in right now. That when you see that news, you automatically jump to it being woke. That there's going to be all these different elements when it might not exist at all. But we've seen this time and time again that's what happens. Yeah. That headline, no, it doesn't sound bad. Like, okay, maybe she's just, sidekick, and he had female leads in the other one, so there was nothing wrong with that. So which way are they going to go? I don't know. The headline isn't bad, but I know what's happened before, and I kind of hate that I automatically think it's just going to go that way.
Well,
Yeah.
I know the actress is very social justice, like she's all into that very wokeness stuff on the outside of Hollywood, but also I believe Kathleen Kennedy has a big interest in Indiana Jones. She's always been heavily involved in it in the past, and this was apparently the rumor was like after this movie is when she was going to apparently leave. Like that's when she was, because I know her contract's up, and that was the whole point, was like she wanted to get this movie done first before her movie was, or her contract was up, so then she can retire. So she's going to be heavily involved in Indiana Jones. She has an investment into it, and I think she's going to make it just like she's done everything else. But so those are the two things that, because she's the same person who played the voice of the robot in the Han Solo movie, the Lando.
Oh, she is.
That's okay. She's the one who did the voice for robot, and that's obviously the robot was very like, I guess robot rights and all that junk. Like it was real, woke, I guess. But as a robot versus any other else,
weird relationship with Lando. And,
So she was the actress who played that voice. So that's why they're saying like it's all arrows are pointing to a
wokeness.
A bomb. So
all right. So Justin, you don't like Indiana Jones. We get it. You're stupid. But what do you think? What do you think about this? What you're hearing?
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of gone for when you talked about it. Something just kind of happened, but I missed it. I kind of got the gist of it, but my opinion on it is let's chill out and wait and see. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy is the president of Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm does more than just Star Wars. So she is behind this. I would imagine that it would go woke, but let's wait and see. I think that people are jumping to a lot of conclusions lately. Like when they made that announcement for the Obi-Wan show with the casting being all diverse, I'm like, okay, let's take a step back for a second.
Bad. Yeah. I mean,
it's like they might be aliens. They might all be aliens. We might not even see their skin color. Who cares? And then that one girl tweeted out that she plays with lightsabers, and everyone's like, of course there has to be a female Force user. I'm just like, look,
so
y'all have to, y'all gotta calm down, dude. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like the fandom doesn't do itself any favors when they jump to conclusions and they see, oh, why is everybody brown? Like it makes us look like it's gonna be woke. Like it just makes us sound so like
dude, the color of people's skin, the whatever sex or gender they are, that's not what makes it woke. It's about how they handle it inside the story.
Yeah, maybe they got the part because they're like just were good for the part.
No,
and not because they were brown.
And the same thing with like, for example, like with females, right? I have no problem with a female lead. Example, Gina Carano was written really well. That character, Cara Dune, was awesome. Countless movies with like Alien, where you have your female lead who's written well. It's amazing. No problem with that. So yeah, this is all arrows are pointing towards a possible bomb. But again, I'm not making a video about it because I don't know. Like there's not enough evidence out there yet to say like this is, maybe she's a strong female lead that saves Indiana Jones during the movie. If she's written well and it's not like where she's treating Indiana like garbage or a weak, pathetic male, is it bad? Like I don't have a problem with that. If it's written well and it's done good, I don't have an issue with it.
And he's not fumbling around, like an idiot.
They don't embarrass the character,
Yeah.
then they treat him with respect. Sure, I don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, then it's cool. Like that should happen. If they do it well, that should probably happen. That would be good storytelling.
So let me just say one of the reasons why I am a little bit worried is, all right, well, besides the stuff we already said, but look at this. Look how old my man is.
Yeah.
78 years old.
He's about to turn
right?
79. So.
Yeah. So, really, what can you do at that age as an action star? And I feel like they might want to be really tongue in cheek about it and be like, okay, yeah, Harrison's old. Okay. Now he's been on record. He loves to play Indiana Jones. Like he loves that character. He doesn't really like Han Solo at all, but he likes to play Indiana Jones. So I think he'll want to do it regardless. But what I worry about is the fact that he's that old. What they might do is like make her just look like, she's younger and she's, like basically like the new Indiana Jones.
I think that's the exact route they're going to go, which is why everyone's freaking out.
Yeah. And like, he's old and he can't do what he used to do. At that point,
it sounds
don't
just
even
like
make
what happened
it.
with Star Wars, dude. It seems like
it's like that's the new Luke, like he's you know what I mean? So,
she's Rey.
What happened with Shia LaBeouf?
I don't know.
Is he just gone?
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's gone, dude. He's not. I don't remember exactly everything that happened. But yeah, that ship is sailed.
that movie was. I saw that movie one time and one time too many. Like that was Crystal Skull was awful.
Yeah, well, I think it's a terrible movie. But I actually really think Shia LaBeouf would have been a good choice to play Indy going forward because, in my opinion, he can act. He's a good actor, but he also has like that kind of like comical like thing down where I could see him like punching the bad guys, holding on to his hat, trying to get away. Like I feel like he could play that well, and I don't think it's a good look if they give it to a woman. Not saying because I don't want a woman to be Indy, but like. It just would feel weird, right?
Well, it'd be like replacing Laura Croft with the man. You just don't do that.
It would. You can have weird
passing the torch, but come on, like don't erase Indy. Like there's just some things that you shouldn't be doing. You don't replace Laura Croft. I
don't know if you guys play video games, but I'd be like, what if Master Chief was all of a sudden a woman, and people would be like, what? It's a woman now. Like, wow,
it'd be an issue.
Yeah, he's Master Chief. He's a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that with anything. Like, you make Luke Skywalker a woman, people would have issues. So,
right.
Which I guess they try to do it, Rey. So yeah, that's what I'm worried about, and that's where I kind of think it might be going. I haven't watched everyone's videos on it, but I haven't heard anyone mention that part. That maybe they're trying to replace Indy with a woman, and like maybe have her carry the franchise going forward. That. I will be really upset with that. Not because she's a woman, but just like for the reasons we just said. And it just will not feel right.
Yeah, I don't know where you go with him. You could have went with the Sean Connery route where, he's the older guy that's had, a journal filled with notes of something he was trying to discover, but he's getting a little too old in order to do it himself. But then who do you get to pass the torch? And then it's just a whole mess because people are going to get disappointed if you cast the wrong person, if you do injustice. It's a very tough road right now.
I honestly think Shia LaBeouf was a good choice, dude.
Somebody said in chat, and this is what I've heard, but I didn't hear the last part. He said have Chris Pratt play a young Indy.
He'd be perfect.
Yeah, I actually thought that too. I think he'd be good.
Chris Pratt do it. Yeah, he's good. He'd be great. But I don't know about a young Indy, but like another version of Indy, because like no one can replace Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
like, no one can replace Harrison Ford. But
let me read the whole chat just for context. He said they should have him dive into the professor part of Indy's role and have him telling her a story about an untold Indy story, and have Chris Pratt play the young Indy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like Chris Pratt is like the same age as Harrison Ford when he first played the character, so it would just be weird. Like he doesn't look anything like Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that's true.
Know. I just think like if they're gonna do something like that, it should be like Harrison Ford and Chris Pratt on an adventure, and somehow Chris Pratt just kind of takes up the mantle going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the
you
thing
have
that
to do it. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say you have to do it one or the other, because if you're going to have this series going forward, you're going to have to replace them. You're either doing it with what Justin just said and have it from this storytelling narrative that can end up setting up having the replacement going forward, or you pass the torch.
Well, see, I don't think they're considering this a reboot of any kind. I don't think they're trying to make more movies. I think it's just this is the 5th and final installment, and I think that how some of those movies lead off where it's like they end, but the new, like the end of the Batman movie, the Dark Knight Returns or whatever, and Christian Bale, he's dead and gone wherever, but now Robin finds the cave, and it's kind of alluded to he's going to take up the mantle. I can see them doing that with this, where it's like they're not going to make any more movies, but it's like, oh well, now she's the new Indiana and she's going to go on adventures and punch Nazis in the face.
Well, I look at it this way: there's literally no way with a property like Indiana Jones that they just never ever make more. Like it's such a huge property, and like they're a company. They're gonna make more of them. I don't know. I see them doing I think the smartest thing to do would be making a series, like a young Indiana Jones series, like they used to have, and just
I would watch that.
Casting a teenager,
to
play Indy. That would be the smartest thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you said, I think a bunch of people kind of maybe jumped the gun a little bit and went over the rails. But again, it's also, I mean, how can you not expect it? It's freaking Disney.
Yeah.
And everything they do, they touch, they light on fire. And it's beloved franchises they decide to burn to the ground, especially this one, knowing that Kathleen Kennedy's been very vocal about it. And like she has a very specific interest in this. So if she's going to put her thumb or her like imprint on this movie, I have a hard time with that.
No, me too as well. Guys, we've been going almost 2 hours. We pretty much covered everything we wanted to cover.
Hold on. Somebody said, would they be real Yahtzees or quote Yahtzees? I think they'd probably make them Trump supporters, if I'm being honest.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know what they would do.
That's a joke, by the way, everybody.
Shouldn't be any Yahtzees in this newer one, because it should be like in the 50s or 60s by now.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to think about. What timeline are they going with?
He's got to be, because Crystal Skull was the 50s. He's got to be in the 60s by now, I would imagine. That's been like 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, I mean,
actually longer. That was 2008, I believe.
And how did they say how long this movie is supposed to be from the previous one?
Oh yeah, I guess they don't have. I guess they can necessarily say it's only been a few years or something.
But guys, aged so much.
Yeah, exactly. They'd have to turn them on a ton of
CGI him to death, but
yeah, that would be disgusting.
They do it though. We know they would do that.
Yeah,
Irishman's perfect example.
Yeah, that is true. But like in the Irishman, he's not. Indy's got to be running like from. I'll put it this way: Indiana Jones and Batman are only two people that can outrun bullets. Okay, so he's got to be doing all type of crazy stuff, jumping off trains, like whipping himself up, into a building. Like you can't do that and have it. I mean, unless they use like a stunt man.
Well, I was using Irishman as a bad example. Like I thought that was bad.
I don't think the CGI was bad.
The curb stomping scene, was like, okay, what's happening right here?
That movie's overrated though, for sure.
Yeah, I never watched. I didn't hear very good. And I love Scorsese movies, but I've not watched that one.
It's long, man.
It's way too long, and I always heard, "Oh, it's so good." It was overrated.
I'll stick with Goodfellas.
But anyway, speaking of Goodfellas, I appreciate all you Goodfellas for coming to the stream tonight, and everybody in the chat. I thank you all for being here, for the super chats, for the new members. Love you all very, very much. Let me just ask you all before we get out of here. Is there anything that you're working on your channel that you want people to know about? Anything you got going on?
No, not really.
Star Trek hypothesis.
I mean, I post a video every day. I stream. I'm probably streaming every day of the week next week. Oh man, I don't feel like getting out of my chair right now. I feel like comfortable right now, but probably streaming every day of the week next week, Monday through Friday. And yeah, post a video every single day.
This is the way. What about you guys? Yeti Cast, a common idiot. Man, I feel so bad calling you that, but it's just
I know.
It's all right. Just like I said, you call me Matt or common, it doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah.
The whole point of why it was a common idiot is because, the reason the name came up with this, I guess is a good way to explain it, or a good time, is, anyone that has opinion against the norm, like how we are with Star Wars, we're considered bad people or idiots. Like, what do we know? So that was the point. It's like, well, I'm just a common person with a mic spitting my opinion, and so yeah, I'm an idiot. So here we go.
Plus, he's stupid. No, let's play.
I'm an idiot. What do I know? What do I know that a Star Wars should have a start, a middle, and an ending? Like, what am I? I shouldn't do this.
Brewing Sailor says, nice segue. Thank you. I was proud of it as well. Kaylee says, Justin, you changed your. No, he didn't. He's
a Star Trek fan now. It's
a joke. Okay. Sorry for the background noise to anyone listening and you can hear it. My dogs are being dogs and people in my house are opening doors. But Yeti, yeah, before we get out of here, I know you got your roast of the Snyder Cut going.
That's going to get done very soon. I've got a couple finishing touches and then I can finally get this thing out. And I really hope people, go watch it, even though the movie's been out for a little while now. But I put a lot of work into the joke, so hopefully you like that. And tomorrow, I also have the Movies to Lose Friends by stream with my co-host Latino Slant, and that's at noon Pacific Standard Time, where we go over a couple really bad movies that we watched that week. And this week, it's Super Mario Bros. And Spawn.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we do this every week. Watch just some absolutely atrocious movies, and this is the best part when we just get to unload on it.
I would love to see you do reactions to those type of terrible movies. I love watching those videos. People actually reacting to it and just laughing how bad it is. But that sounds fun.
Stream, dude.
Yeah, that is genius. That sounds fun. I want to do a roast of Kathleen Kennedy. I've been meaning to do that video for a long time, but I haven't done it yet.
You might have to be a little careful on that because I think that would be targeting someone and that'd be against, terms of service.
Well, what it's mostly gonna be is just reacting to different clips of people saying stuff about her and just being so upset and laughing.
Okay.
That's what it's mostly gonna be.
Because I'm thinking the classic roast, making
no. We're not gonna. We don't go that hard on the Black Jedi channel.
We're gonna rent out a hall and just have a picture of Kathleen up on the stage and just roast her.
Kathleen's mama is so fat. No, but I appreciate you all being here. And that's it. I guess we're gonna get out of here, chat. We love y'all, and we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Maybe I should say same black time, same black. Yeah, okay, all right, we're out of here.